We had been stranded at sea for 30 hours. Everyone else had vanished. Watching our companions disappear pushed us straight into despair. This mix of hunger, cold, and fear was something most people could never endure. The only reason we were still alive was because we carried more body fat. Just as we felt a bit relieved, a shark suddenly appeared. We were terrified, scrambling to higher ground to hide, but more sharks kept showing up. Death felt close enough to touch in the middle of the chaos. Several packs of sandwiches floated to the surface. We were starving, but the sharks kept circling, so we could not reach them. Food was right in front of us, yet impossible to take. The helpless frustration nearly broke us. My companion was ready to give up, closing his eyes to wait for death, but I refused to quit. I held him tightly to share warmth.
I get strong! You get strong! We get strong! I get strong!
We kept encouraging each other, and somehow made it to nightfall. Rescue teams were still searching nearby, but after 2 days and 2 nights, they never found us. We joked that we were becoming swimming champions, having no idea how many times waves knocked us into the water. I held on to one thought: I had to survive and see my family again. That belief gave us incredible strength. Every time a wave threw us off, we climbed back onto the boat. But we were only flesh and blood after days of torture. Our strength was almost gone to avoid being swept away. We tied ropes around our bodies. The method actually worked. We were locked firmly to the boat. The waves could no longer hurt us at worst. They tossed us a short distance once we figured it out. We felt thrilled beating the waves. Felt better than catching a giant fish. Just then, another rescue plane flew overhead. We stood up and shouted with everything we had, but they never saw us. Hopelessness flooded in. We thought making it this far meant going home. But it was only false hope. We realized we could not rely on others. We had to save ourselves. So my companion took a huge risk diving into the cabin to search for food. After a long time, he finally found one drink and a pack of instant noodles to us. It tasted like a feast from heaven. After 2 days without food, I stuffed my mouth like a madman. That small amount of food was enough to keep us going a little longer after eating. We felt more alive. Then I looked up and saw lights flickering in the distance. We immediately checked our phones for a signal. Unfortunately, there was still no service. We could no longer tell whether what we saw was real or imagined. After 3 days at sea, we decided to abandon the broken boat and swim toward the lights with everything we had, only to face crushing disappointment. The flickering lights were just an illusion, and the distance between us and hope had already grown impossibly wide.